we're gonna get to this. I had to like change up some of the things that I wanted or that was important to me in a man. I'm not gonna lie, like when I was in my 20s and 30s, like there were certain things like right out the gate if they said, I'm like, turn off. And they were superficial things.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie.
You have to forget about having a type. Well, standards and types are two different things, but for me personally, I had a type. They had to be 6'1", muscles, high yellow
6'2",
fellas.
220 muscles, and run a 4'4", 40.
They began to give me headaches. They gave me so much hell that I said, you know what? I want an ugly dude. I don't care anymore. Give me an ugly one.
The ugly dude cheats. I tried an ugly dude.
I didn't have to go that far. God spared me. I got a nice one.
Exactly. Women has not come into light that this is what is keeping women out of the dating market and out of relationships because of unrealistic standards that they have set ahead of them. Especially when they are in their youthful time, they embrace working, chasing degree, and then when they are coming to their 30s, hitting the wall, they start to set standard for men they want and choosing 6 feet, 6-figure income, all the 6, thinking they are still in their day of their prime. No, it is all gone. All these standards are keeping women single, and they did come to light to that. By the way, this is Marriage or Bad Show Highlight. Please don't forget to share your thoughts down below. Now let's jump into the video.
And he's still easy on the eyes, but
it's tough though, because if you like you try to call yourself being deep, you're like, oh, I'm gonna look below the skin, so you know, whatever.
But you like what you like. You like what you like. Yeah. You do like what you like. Yourself. Yeah. So don't go doing something you're gonna throw up every time.
We want the difference between types and standards. Like I want you to go deeper into that.
Okay.
I tell people that are single that say, girl, he's not my type, and I try to hook him up, and then I said, girl, your type don't fuck with you.
Right.
Your type that you like doesn't like you.
And it's time out on that. Wait, so I went on a date with somebody you hooked me up with. He was, you can fill it in.
I don't know.
He was
what?
Effing terrible.
Oh my God, he watches.
It was bad. Okay. We had a conversation.
There was someone that was interested in my friend, so he hit me about it. He's like, I want something like you and your man have.
Right.
And I thought that was nice.
I hate that. I hate that. I'm going to let you have it because it's your show, but that's not how this story
No, that's what he told me. He told me he wanted something like. So then, your type?
It's somebody that doesn't just talk to me also. Don't just talk about yourself for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just breathe. Like, hi. Like, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Like,
I had one that was really into himself.
It's just too much. But yeah, types and standards. I don't have a type.
You don't?
No, I don't have a type. A physical type, I definitely don't have.
So a type, but you have a standard.
I have standards. No, those are pretty low.
Thank you for keeping. Listen,
it's true.
She said be honest. She said be honest.
You can
be honest.
Yeah.
Can you speak on that?
I feel like types. Sometimes people look at it when you're like, oh, I have a type. That can be looked at as shallow, and that's not really a nice characteristic. So I say don't put what you like on a back burner, but try to forget about having a type. But it is definitely okay to have standards because. Say your standard is your man, he can't have a criminal record, he can't, he has to make a certain amount of money. That's okay, because if you're used to living a certain way.
Why are the criminals like so good in bed though?
Because they're bad.
I heard on the street, it's not me, it's
that's just some people's standard. Like if you want a man, if he has a record, he can't get a job, then that's going to mess with your financial standards.
Right. So criminal paperwork, as long as it's not like a killing, you know what I mean? You ain't popping nobody.
You got a felony on this.
I want people to hear what you just said. What did you just say?
I can't I always say I don't want to date a gang member because they're all in my families. I don't want a man that done killed somebody. I could deal with you being on paperwork as being like a felon or something like that, you know what I mean? But I do not want you coming home telling me how you just popped the nigga who owed you this.
So you want like a cute felon, like a felon,
because I don't even like pretty boys.
But no, I mean cute. I mean like something that's like not a serious.
Yeah. So you could
just
talk about it, like
time to pay bills type.
You could talk about it. I just
criminal life.
I want to. Well, not that I want it because I have exactly what I want, and he kind of, he fit the description. I wanted a street man who wasn't a street nigga. Like there's a difference.
Guys, you can hear the confusion. Truly, in this nowadays, you cannot really satisfy a woman. She doesn't want a street man, and yet she wants it again. She wants a man that is on the street, and yet the man is not on the street. What does that mean? What is that supposed to mean? What do women really want? Women have set a blockage before them as concerning dating, everything, and then wanting men to jump into it. My friend, as a man, before you jump into dating nowadays, you have to educate yourself if you are still for it. As for relationship, as for marriage, all those things, that one is out of the course. Somebody that's getting into marriage now does not know what he's doing. The best thing now for a man to know is build yourself up, make yourself into the standard. Why going for the cow when you can have the milk? All is done. Now let's continue watching the video.
You want to have a backbone. You want to feel safe when you're with them,
And
but you don't want them catching cases everywhere you go.
I don't want nobody running up to us with a gun to us. I just.
But that's what comes with that, though.
That's why
Yeah.
I can't do no gang members.
But you like a little bit of an edge.
And I never, just a little bit.
So if a guy came up to you, right, that was like kind of like you perceive him as square, but he's a good guy, you're not gonna be interested, right? Would you go outside your type? Because guess what? If whoever's single, if you're dating a type, your guy is outside of that box. That makes you comfortable.
Well, the relationship that I am now in is actually half and half. I held off on it for 3 years because I was just thinking that it's just definitely not going to work. And we ended up just, dating other people and being friends and running to each other for our problems. And then here I am now with that person. Like I said, he's kind of like, the edge. He's like associated with the streets, but it's not the streets. And it's just, he's adjacent to the streets. Street adjacent. He got the respect from it, but he's not in it. And I just love that. Like, I have my type, which is non-smoker, non-drinking, about his family, and still, like, if I get out of pocket, he put me in my place because it's just so
If the status ain't hood, you ain't checking for him.
Okay, we like this, we don't like that. Imagine what the men are going through trying to figure us out.
Man.
I don't really think that they think about stuff like that, though. Then again, it's just like you really have to be, I don't know. Every guy is just real picky about who they date because they want the women to just be all about them or nothing, and that they want to have their cake and eat it too. So it's kind of like men aren't so worried about like how we feel, and I'm speaking outside of my other experiences. They really just don't care. It's literally like what they want, or that's just it. Like, seriously. Like, I've had relationships where I thought that the person was just going to be amazing, and it was just like, okay, this is not what you portray it to be.
Selfish.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Being selfish?
Do you think they're selfish?
It's hard to look at you because you know my life way too well. I'm like, wait a minute.
I like making you nervous.
I'm second guessing sitting in this chair right now.
I'm not going to put your personal...
No, I was just thinking about, well, what you said, it goes in saying that it depends on the type of man that you're dating. I think that when you're in a relationship with somebody, they do take your feelings into consideration, but you do get those warning signals right away, and it's up to you to follow. Because it's like, we will see the warning signal, and we're like, okay, we'll work with it, whereas men, like you were saying, they see it and they're like, nah, I'm not going to deal with it. It takes us, we were just talking about that, it takes us more to just say no to something and walk away. We rather fixers.
Yeah, we just accept
and
so
accept
much.
it and just sit there.
So are we more desperate than the men because of less options?
I don't think that's
It is not the truth. Most of the marriages are destroyed by women. Women are the one leaving marriages. 80% of the divorce rate is caused by women. Most men love to stay in marriage. They love to stay with their children. Women are the one opting out of marriage. And there is a statistic to prove this. Please, if I'm making a mistake, please share your thought down below. Men and women, who are the highest percentage that are leaving marriages? Share your thought down below. Let's continue watching the video.
I think that's right.
That's never been a shortage.
I don't think.
now.
Yeah.
I don't think
But that's different. Oh, that's not shit. I mean, you can get that from anywhere.
Right.
But there's dick everywhere. There's dick in the studio.
Dime a dozen, but yeah. But no, I know what you're saying.
Relationship
In the
attached
studio.
to the eggplant. It's just like, oh, you start talking about a relationship. Like,
Well, it's just women catch feelings. It's natural by nature.
Definitely.
You're going to catch feelings quicker, and before a man would. They can kind of.
I don't understand how they could do it and just not care about it the next day.
Yeah.
It's just like,
so
especially if
casual.
you
And then they're
worked
so
up to
good at
getting
just
it.
speaking to you how.
Only once. I'm a serial monogamous as well, and I'm always trying to make everybody the one. Like when I get with someone, like this is it. Well, we could probably be married. I'll start thinking about the wedding and all that kind of nonsense. We've been doing since we were like little girls. And I once in my life dated 2 guys at the same time, and I got a little taste into how they feel and how it's so hard to really get attached to either one of them if you're splitting your attention.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
And so it's not, you're playing an unfair playing field, really. If they're doing the balancing thing, it's hard for them to get attached to you. Like, say I'm a dude and I got all y'all. You cool for this, you cool for that, you cool for this. I'm like, all together y'all make a bomb woman, but like I'm just getting little pieces of y'all, right?
Options.
So, you know.
You like that?
But like when I got to see a little bit how a man felt, and that was just with two people. They're dating like multiple.
They can't handle it. They can't handle half of what we deal with when it comes to situations like that. I feel like just life in general, men cannot handle half of the things that women put up with.
Oh, they can't take what they dish.
They cannot.
Oh yeah, because you can't
They
do
cannot.
it. You can't be like, okay, we're gonna be in an open relationship. You can have your cake and eat it too. Just know I'm gonna have my cake and eat it. Oh, what you mean? What what cake you gonna eat? What flavor cake you about to go have? Nah. Does he look better? Oh, don't let him look better than you either.
Single
They
layered or
can't
take it.
If they have any kind of feelings for you, it's like it's
no.
Yeah.
No. So, Tiana, is there something to dating several men at the same time, and like what are the pros and cons of this?
I mean, I feel like ultimately, if your ultimate goal is to find one real true relationship, then you might be making it too hard for yourself by dating several men at one time. It's okay to date several men, I just said that, but you don't want to sleep with multiple people because that's nasty, and it's just your feelings are going to get involved and you're not going to be thinking straight. Your head is not going to be in the game.
Yeah.
I do say go out with as many guys as you can before you make it official with just one.
Damn, I messed up. I went to Texas. I'm the first to call Nika back on the line. Nika?
Yes, hi. Hi. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm enjoying the conversation, but at the same time, it makes me sad that we feel like keeping a man is implying as if we have that kind of control, and we don't. Maintaining a relationship has all to do with what a person is willing to work through as two mature, intentional adults. And to think that as women, we always take so much responsibility to keep, to find, to hold, to care, to nurture. And to say that we have that kind of responsibility makes me sad. It breaks my heart because a man can only give you what he has inside. And if he's not willing to give you all of him, it has nothing to do with us. I say never take anything personal because a person can only give you what they have inside. Thank you so much for taking my call, and thank you so much for having me.
Amen. You make some valid points.
See, women are clapping for their own failure. That's why it is a million times correct to never to take any dating or relationship advice from a woman. She's claiming that they do everything, they hold it down, they nurture, they do this, forgetting that it is women who are opting out of marriage, not men, not men. I repeat again, not men. The divorce rate, especially in the US, is caused by women. Either they are tired of the marriage or from one thing or the other, they leave and they take children, all that stuff. It is by women, not men. Let's continue watching the video. Please don't forget to share your thought down below.
But our society puts it on us. If a woman's not married in her 30s, 35, it's like something's wrong with the pussy, something's wrong with her, she's crazy, she can't keep a man. But maybe you gave...
Well, first of all, there is no magic trick to keeping a man. You can't keep a man if he doesn't want to be kept, period.
Because you can do everything right.
Yeah, so I say that loosely because it's like if you get with a guy, the ultimate goal is to meet somebody who wants the same thing as you. And that's hard to do because you have men who come up to you with so much bullshit from the front. If we come into the game at the beginning like, I want this, and he happens to want the same thing, then it's beautiful and it's easy and it's going to click.
I'm just laughing at the side eyes that some of the fellas are doing.
Are they giving it to me?
Yo, they are side eye emojiing it right now.
Oh my
but
God.
no questions,
Because a lot of the times when we think we're talking to these men and we're telling them what we want and they're agreeing, 9 times out of 10, it's usually they're agreeing to get into the pants. So
You have to. That's when you just have
really
to.
hard
Their actions will tell you. You have to just pay attention.
See, a lot
I wish
of
they
women's
stopped
good.
lying about it.
A lot of them are good at
Just be
hiding that
real
though.
with it.
Yeah.
But I find the times where you sit down with someone in the beginning and say, look, let's be real, and they say, oh, I'm not going to play any games. I know you used to games. They play the most games. Like, that's even part of the game, to disarm you. And have you think,
That is the game. They are doing research.
Right.
Like, oh, what is it you want? Oh, what? Okay. Like mental note, mental note, mental note.
And they listen.
This is what they want. This is what you want. So they're going to tell you everything that you want to hear because they've already done the mental notes on it. And then at the same time, they're going to be doing them.
Right.
And that's just how they are.
What
but I don't think all men are like that. I think that there are definitely some great men out there, like you found your guy, and it is a way of, you gotta maybe let loose a little bit on what you're accustomed to dating and trying something new. At this point, I might have to just go white now, so I don't know.
You giving up on the race?
It's
a whole race
wrap now. But just playing.
Right.
But,
social media, she's just playing.
It's just, you know, you do have to give up. There is those things. You may have to give up a certain type or
Step
race
outside
that
your
you're
box.
used to, and step out your box a little bit
Might
and try
like it.
something new. You might like.
Figure out what is really important to you. And what's important to your soul. Like, I was thinking about this today about, like, my relationship. I was like, you know, the things I would value, the guy that was successful and had the exact, you know, stats I wanted, like the height, the weight, and all that kind of stuff. And my guy is good looking and everything, but, like, he's not a professional athlete. He's not a millionaire, nothing like that. But I was thinking today, he is the most reliable person I know. His word means everything. He can fix things around the house. And I don't worry. Like, I don't have that anxiety when you're with someone, when you know his trifling ass, when he's not in your eyesight, he out there.
And with the athletes, it's like you're playing Who Wants to Date a Millionaire. I've been there too.
Yes.
You don't want to, it's so many girls competing for that one person. And I'd rather have that guy who works hard 9 to 5 and is going to appreciate and cherish me.
Sadly, we don't usually get to that until we're older.
Exactly.
Right? And people think, oh, you use up all your good years with little male thoughts and little hot boys, and now you want to come around and get this.
The best is yet to come.
The nerd or the straight-laced guy. You know what I mean? Like the guy that's like, you know.
Yeah, and I've heard some of the good guys.
She like,
What? I'm like, huh? What?
No, this
After you get dogged out, you want to go back to the nice guys.
No, I've never dated a nice guy.
You have never?
Ever.
Wow.
Ever. Every single one was an asshole.
Guys, did you hear that? She has never dated a nice guy. Can you imagine that? This is a woman in her 30s, in her 30-somethings like that, and she has never dated a nice guy, which means she is for the bad boys, everything, and now she has high standard. When she has hit the wall, now she wants standard. Please, this is the end of the video. I'll put the link down below. Please go support the channel and don't forget to subscribe, please, for more video. Thank you for watching.